Patrick Watling, who joins us. And Patrick, I think I'm the only one that really had to work on getting their hair right this morning. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, thanks, son.
Yeah, no. Patrick, how have you enjoyed it so far?
It's definitely a fun experience, a lot quicker pace, but that's something you're going to have to get used to.
Now, Patrick, I thought you played well in the rookie tournament in London. What was that opportunity like? Because you go to there and you're sort of playing with your peers, guys that all pretty much the same age, and then you come to the main training camp, and it's a whole new animal, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's fun being at rookie tournament, seeing a lot of similar faces, but when you go to the national level, it's pretty intimidating.
You look at junior and your experience in the Sioux and what that what that did to prepare you for this. Do you think that you came into this thing thinking, hey, yeah, I'm totally ready to go here? Or are there lots of little things that happen, not just on the ice, but off the ice as a pro that kind of caught you off guard?
Yeah, there's a couple little things that people do to prepare off the ice that I really didn't notice, but now I do. And just a lot of systems going out through on the ice you have to get used to, but it's pretty easy so far.
Now, when you come through the AHL camp, I know they had a big scrimmage here on Monday, and you guys had a day off yesterday. It's been a real grind, though, hasn't it? Because, you're living in a hotel, and you have been since, pretty much about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Is it tough to keep up with your nutrition and whatnot so that you feel good? Because obviously, you're coming in here and you're trying to crack a spot in the American Hockey League, and you got to be in sort of peak form every day. How are you making out with that?
Yeah, the maids definitely have to coordinate schedules so you don't come in at the same time. But yeah, you just have to eat healthy. You just really just have to take that extra second to be like, okay, what have I ate today? Because you're always eating out. You can't eat at the hotel, so it's okay. You get used to it over time.
Well, and there's certainly no shortage of people in the organization checking you on a regular basis. Strength and conditioning, skating, the coaches who are looking after your hockey. There is a support staff here that is just really incomparable, isn't it?
Yeah, you're always on the go, but you're on the go for the right reasons. You're always doing something to help your game or maintain it, and so eventually you're going to get better.
Now, your general manager from Sault Ste. Marie with the Greyhounds, Kyle Dubas, is now here in Toronto with the Maple Leafs. What do you think, of what he's going to bring to this organization? I think it's a pretty cool step for such a young guy, but he's certainly done a lot of good things in a short period of time in Sault Ste. Marie, didn't he?
Yeah, in his short tenure, he's done a lot. He's a very knowledgeable person. He knows almost every aspect of the game. You ask him about something, he'll know about it, and that's just what I feel he brings to the table.
A student of the game, do you kind of have to be that as you move a little farther along, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's just when everyone's getting better, you need that extra edge to get you through the game, and that's how winners win, basically.
21, walk in, they just give it to you and out the door, or do you, is there a number you prefer?
Oh, well, 21 is what I prefer, so I lucked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? Any significance?
Well, my favorite player, was Peter Forsberg, but I wore 21 last year in the OHL, so.
Now, you played in Sault Ste. Marie, which is your hometown.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because I often wonder, because I moved away from home. I went to British Columbia to play hockey from 16 till I turned pro, and never saw my parents very often and whatever, and obviously lived at home and what's that experience like? Because if you think of all the kids who come there and they're billing it out and they're not living at home, you get to sit and go home in familiar surroundings all the time. But sometimes it can be a little bit detrimental. You can't do certain things because you're still under mom and dad's feet a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's definitely me and my parents had to sit down, have a conversation about that one, of what you can and can't do. But it's a little nerve-wracking at the start because you've been gone for so long. Like, I was gone for 4 years, and I will they even remember me when I come home? Like stuff like that. But once I got into the thick of things, like a couple weeks into it, everyone was just very cordial with me. They knew who I was and what I was trying to bring to the team, and it made it a lot easier.
Patrick, good luck this year, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We've got some coaches coming in now, Derek King and Ben Simon. So everybody sit up straight here as we work the air traffic control here. It's impossible to. It's like herding cats with coaches. You just kind of got to actually physically go over, grab them, and bring them over. Oh, they've wandered over on their own. We must have food over here or something. Derek King beside Bob McGill and Ben Simon, new coach to the Toronto Marlies. Derek, your thoughts so far on this rather early part of training camp?
For Benny, or how's he been doing?
How has he been doing?
Benny's been doing good. He's doing most of the work, which is nice. So me and Gord can just sit back. Finally.
Delegate,
Finally, it's
right?
not me and Gord doing all the work, and Spotter and Dallas. These guys are up in the show. This is what we do. We're going to develop him and get rid of him.
It's nice. A little more hot tub time back there,
Yeah.
you know. A little...
But no, kidding aside, it's been good. We got a lot of bodies around, but you know, there's some new faces. We're trying to figure out what kind of players they are, but there's definitely a lot of skill out there and a lot of good character guys.
Now, Ben, you know, you come here after a successful year last year, going to the Kelly Cup Finals with your team in Cincinnati. You know, you played here for the Marlies a little bit, so the transition to come back here has got to be pretty simple for you, right?
Yeah, no, and that was one of the biggest factors in the decision to come here was the people involved. And I knew Derek, I knew Gord, and I knew the organization, what the expectations are. So to come back here on the other side of the bench is kind of a personal thrill for me. I sat enough on the bench while I was here. Now I just get to go behind it. So it was it was an easy decision. It's been great so far.
You guys end up in the same situation, similar situations than the Marlies. That last game isn't a winner, and every coach and every player wants to win that last game in the playoffs. You know, we talked earlier to some of the players about that experience. Matt Finn, who went through something similar in Guelph. We always talk about winning and what it does for a club and the confidence it brings. What did that game and losing that, and what does that teach you as from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, well, we talked about that last week, and just to be able to give the players that experience, to develop in a winning environment, although we didn't win everything, to have that experience of playoff hockey and have the guys experience that is only going to be great for their development. And then as a coach, you learn from that. I mean, you obviously want to win and win everything, but you learned, okay, this team did that and it was successful for them, and Alaska beat us, so they did some good things that you take back, and the adjustments that they made worked. And as a coach, you learn from those things.
Now, this organization, you want to win, there's no doubt, but the number one priority is to develop players to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Derek, you got to feel pretty good about, what's transpired here in training camp. The emergence of a guy like Sam Carrick. And look at Brandon Cozen right now, what he's done through training camp. Levo's still there. Stu Percy. It's got to be really gratifying for you to see those kids get the opportunity to show what they've learned over the course of, their entire career. But, spending that time in the American Hockey League, and I know the work that you guys put in and after practice and things like that, it feels pretty darn good when you see those guys, getting their opportunity up there, doesn't it?
It does. And it's, I think the nice thing about it is that the NHL teams now, they can actually look to their farm system for players instead of going out and trading for them. We have an abundance of good character kids here, good talented kids that are maybe they're not quite ready, but they will be hopefully. And then like you said, the names out there with Percy and so on, and Carricks and Levos, and the list goes on with the Kegs, Broles, Devanes, these guys. So it's good that they can look to their farm system, and hopefully we're doing our job properly, and these kids are ready, and so far, like you said, it does feel good to see these guys get an opportunity.